info.
Worth
Because I can't stream on Discord because it sucks.
Get swallowed up by the trees.
Not yet. I thought even integrated is not ready yet.
Nope. Still not.
I should take a look at that map.
Okay, it should be this.
Oh wait, I'm in. Let's watch.
Okay. So this is the very start of the game. This is before anything happens, which means we have loads of free time, like where we're just wandering around. So we got a map. You can see, whoa, map time. Wow, so good. We gotta go this way. I'm gonna try and skip all the dialogue for now.
Hey, over here. Hey there. Agent Casey, right? Sheriff Breaker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Yes, we do. Alright.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners.
Skipping all the dialogue.
I want to see the body. How do we get there?
Oh, sure, that's real simple.
Oh, okay. No, actually, let me just take a clear game now. I thought it was just on lighting.
No, I'm skipping
Before
the
we get to the
dialogue
crime
as
scene,
much as I
there's time to
can right
review the
now,
facts of the
so
case
we'll
so
have
far. Make sure I'm seeing
time.
the clues clearly.
Here, should I be okay? Here you go. By the way,
Mine place.
this is apparently a
That's
real
report.
thing. Okay. This I've researched this a little bit because I heard about it and I was confused.
Everything we know about the previous murders. Worth taking another look.
I see you're...
So, you see this area right here?
Yes, I do. Murder method?
Well, do you see this like place that I'm in?
Oh, yes.
This is a real thing in the real world that people can do, and it's kind of neat. So there's a memorizing thing that people do. Basically, the idea is, you know, when you commit something to memory and it is not exactly accurate,
Casey.
like if you
You've
want to
been in
memorize
charge.
something, it is kind of difficult to
now?
memorize
Look,
stuff just
Anderson,
because you can't be
you're
100%.
better detective.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, if you okay, there is a way where if you think about like a space, so you create an environment like this, a room, in your mind, and then you associate specific things that you want to remember with parts of the room, then whenever you want to memorize something, you can put them there, and then when you want to recall them, if you think about the room, your brain is better at remembering the spatial location of things, so you can see the things still in the room in your head. That's the idea. So,
And so, in your case... Oh, yeah, sorry.
so yeah, like, so this is, obviously it's an adaptation to a video game, but apparently, in the real world, let's say she has information about the case that she wants to remember. She thinks of it as, like, you know, the murder board pinned up on the wall. And she... Yeah, she associates the information with this wall, and then now going into the future, she can do other stuff, you know? And that's in the real world, is people, like, they can imagine a location. It's called the Mind Palace technique. It was shown in Sherlock Holmes, but people have been doing it since, like, the Roman times, apparently. And yeah, they like imagine a house or a location, and then they imagine things in that location, and they memorize the space, and they memorize the visual rather than the knowledge itself.
Wow.
So like,
Yeah. So this is her main house.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Okay, it's like I teleporting to like a room.
yeah, so like let's say you wanted to memorize some specific information, like I don't know. Let's say you wanted to think about a song, a particular song. You wanted to think about it later. So you wanted to say, okay, later I need to remember this song. I need to remind my friends about it. You can imagine like a cassette player of that song or something from the song, if you remember that, in this place. And then when you think about the place next, it'll automatically be there because your mind just remembers that things are in locations.
Wow, that's amazing.
Also, here's the there's a radio in the game, and it has all of the songs that you listen to while you play the game. And well, here you go. Where is it?
That's cool. Oh wait, I see it. I see it.
From what I gathered, you grew up nice and sheltered with mom.
That's in here, and then there's some other really good songs from this, that are like surprisingly good. They're all from the same band. Surprise, surprise. You got like this. This plays at the end of the game, towards the end of the game. You have like a dramatic final battle in this place. I'll play first. So there's that. And then there's two more songs that you're going to care about.
I would say I like how they use so much rock.
This is one that you'll care about. This is, so every time that you finish a chapter when playing as Alan Wake specifically, this song plays, but a different version of it.
Some say that it moves forever this road that I lose you on every time. Some say that it moves forever this road. Some say that it moves forever this road that I lose you on every time.
And like if we switched versions, it'll be slightly different as we go. But you'll notice that it's very similar.
Yeah, but there's subtlety.
Because the point of the Alan Wake part of the campaign is that Alan is stuck in a loop.
Oh, that's kind of scary.
So every round, every time that you finish part of his campaign, it plays the same song because you're looping, you know? So that's going on. And then the final one.
Kuin painajainen hän luoksesi saapuu. Hänet verhot tuon varjojen kaapuun. Monta tarinaa hänestä kerrotaan.
All right, there you go. That plays several times in the campaign, that song.
Yeah. It's a story about who Alan Wake is, the person.
That is, so it's called Nightless Night in Finnish. And it
Stairs
is
are out.
complicated.
You okay to jump down?
I'm not that old.
By the way, the stream's gonna lag behind a little bit, so
Yeah, I'm not gonna... I'm trying to give it, like, space a little bit.
Fucking nature.
I know, it has like a 15-second delay, something like that,
Too
right?
much sky.
yeah, it's like I think 7 seconds.
Well, let's see. Okay.
Not a bad
I'm gonna
place to
say
get
3,
murdered.
2, 1, and then pause the
Getting
game,
back to
okay?
Nature is your thing.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, pause.
Damn. Should have brought an umbrella.
I like the rain. The
Yeah,
only
about-
thing around
yeah,
here that
9
feels
seconds.
like home.
Yeah, okay.
You think the local law had the sense to put up a tarp?
If they did,
Not terrible. Not
next
terrible.
coffee's on me.
I will say these are some of the games I really like. Story-driven games like this.
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
But you
That's
know,
me,
not
at
like
your service,
pressing A.
ready to get this case solved. And the body behind the store.
What do you mean by that?
I'm gonna go check something out. Be right back.
Got it.
Cause like some games are like
All right, here we are.
visual novels, and it's like
Meet Nightingale. He's dead.
see that. He's a little bit more than dead. I think his heart's over there, right?
Yeah, it's on the table.
Big man, big boy.
Yeah, he's a little. Yeah.
What's
Now,
he
this is
thinking?
the scene of the crime. We found him on the table. Now, he didn't touch nothing,
He's
you know,
frustrated, too.
procedures
No.
and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders? Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic.
So this is
Another
their
body
big
turns
thing.
up just as we
Yeah.
arrive in town.
It's like case solving essentially. So you put down information about the case, and then you can like investigate it. So we put the case board on the thing, and then you can investigate the body, and you can like
Incised
point out
stab
specific
wound.
things,
Chest cut open.
and they'll add to
Heart
the
removed.
like the
Bruising on the
research that
wrist
you
from
can
the
do.
cargo straps holding him down. The killer left the heart right next to the body.
So yeah, you learn stuff, and then you can put it on the murder wall.
Heart removed from chest, strapped by the wrists. Definitely matches the previous murders.
Are you supposed
But this
to
time
do
the
this
heart and the straps were left
or is
behind.
it-
More clues to work with.
You are trying to learn
This
things
makes
as you go.
4
Now I've already
murders
played
that
the
we
game,
know
so I know
about.
what's going on. But
Okay.
yeah, there's things.
Who is our victim? Who killed him? Need to find more clues. Multiple people were here. Multiple killers? Large amount of blood on the table. The victim died here. Someone was drinking beer. They spent time here. Waiting. Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over. Was it for a camera?
Do you care about me spoiling the plot at all, or no?
Not at all. Don't worry.
So you would like to know what happened.
Yeah.
Boot prints.
Okay,
indicating
so
multiple
I'll
killers.
explain stuff. So
Quite the party.
this is after having finished the game, the knowledge that I have. This guy Nightingale is a monster. He is a monster, like magic.
Any idea who the victim is?
And
Oh, I sure do.
Got it.
His name is Nightingale.
yeah, so
He was
yeah,
FBI.
oh,
He came to town about 13 years ago.
yeah, so he's a monster. That's why he looks all bloated and junk. It's because of shenanigans.
Until now.
And what's going on is that these people were trying to kill the monster.
Probably knew him.
And the only way to kill the monster is is a certain ritual, essentially. But problem is the ritual is a ritual, you know. So it looks like cult activity, and they pretend that it's cult activity so that no one bothers them.
I see.
Now
So you
keep in
knew our
mind,
victim.
at this point in the game, you're investigating it. It looks like a murder.
Ran into him a few
Like
times
this is,
along
it looks like an innocent person was killed and something bad happened to them, right?
After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end.
But you don't
Got
realize
the boot
that
pretty quick
it's
after
actually
that.
justice.
Sort of. Here we go. And you're not meant to know that. You're not meant to
Robert
know that this is
Nightingale.
justice.
Ex-FBI.
But there are
Killed
hints,
by
and you
Falls
don't
13
pick up
years
on the
ago.
hints immediately. Like, you'll see later on. There's some references and things that they say that it's like, whoa.
Passing
And
the
you get
time
like a
was
little
getting ready.
confused hearing it because you're like, oh,
They were
something
waiting for him.
happened this way, but
But why Nightingale?
it's not like clear why things worked the way that they worked, you know? Oh, here's profiling. So the main character in this game is literally magic, okay? like she has literally magic, and this allows her to mind read.
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years.
Power.
How did he end up here?
Now, she thinks that she just has a really strong intuition, and she takes, like, hunches,
It's dark.
but it is just mind reading.
There too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder.
Oh, smart.
Nightingale was chosen as the victim. Why?
Like the switch, it goes click. Lights are off. But somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component.
They
didn't see him as a person.
Yeah,
More
100%.
like a container for something.
So, here we go. Came from the lake.
The lake is connected to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
So, yeah, these guys, they're technically doing good. For the entire game, you think that they're bad guys. It is only at the very end that you learn that they were the good guys. But, you know, they act like bad guys, we'll put it that way. You know?
Yeah. I guess the way they set traps up, or they just have like all these weapons.
You'll see. They look like bad guys. It's
Oh, so
it's
like a twist.
really obvious.
I like that. It's a twist in the story.
Well, but it is at the very end. You spend the entire game hunting them down, and it is only once you reach the end that they actually turn out to be the good guys, sort of. And even them being good guys, it's like, it's sort of debatable. They're still, like, kind of a cult. They essentially pretend to be a cult. Like, they aren't a cult, but they're acting like a cult. Yeah, exactly. So the idea is they scare people not to go into the woods because there's monsters in the woods. So they say, "Oh, a cult of the tree. They're hiding in the woods. They'll snatch people." And then everyone's like, "Okay, let's not go to the woods because there's a cult there." And they make it really obvious that they're a cult, and they
I think
do
I
like
saw something.
scary stuff.
It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
Okay, not this way. But secretly the reason why they're doing what they're doing is because, hey,
No trees.
A witch. with
there's
no
monsters that spawn from the lake near the
Strange
woods,
echo
so they're
of
staying in
Outlander.
the woods and keeping a lookout for them and then killing the monsters. So they're keeping people safe and simultaneously hunting down the monsters.
There's a
I
piece
wonder
of
why they
paper on
were
the ground.
motivating them. They just to be good people.
Tracks.
Just good people.
Barefoot.
Generally,
Nightingales?
they're aware of what's going on and
They
they're
come
trying to
out
prevent
from
it.
under the boulder.
It makes no sense.
A page full of text on one side.
So this is where supernatural stuff starts to happen.
Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
Mm-hmm. Like a manuscript. Page of story. Killer left a message.
It's for us. The text, someone's been watching us.
Alright. So, you find manuscript pages as you play through the game, which I will now play you one. You ready?
Nightingale came this way.
Yep.
The victim was one of their own. FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale, gone missing here 13 years ago. Now he had suddenly turned up, only to be murdered in a brutal ritual on the very day of their arrival. And then there was the page. This page, the first page that they had found, not the last. The first step down into terrifying depths. Secret truths trembling beyond the threshold. Reading the words,
But
these words, felt like a message.
Sort of.
Was a message. Someone knew they were here. What they were doing. Someone playing a game with them. Leading them on. An invitation. How could they not accept? The sheer audacity of this impossible mystery presented to them. Even if they knew it would end up hurting them.
Wait, question.
lake.
got killed on the table.
But his
Yeah.
tracks make no sense.
Well, if they did, then why is he a monster? Was he always a monster?
No. He was not always a monster.
Oh god, so he turned into a monster.
We found a page in the
Yes.
woods.
People turn
Story
into
about these
monsters
events.
occasionally
What is
with magic.
Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his
Typically,
word
people who
to
drown
his
turn into
directions
monsters.
now.
Oh, I see. I got you.
The awful
Okay.
truth.
Okay, that
You must
that
dig
would
it
just
out.
threw me off. Like I wouldn't
Something
have
was
believed
put
your theory.
inside him.
He just said.
In his chest.
Yeah, so
people- we actually
I
know
must
people.
find
I
out
was like,
what.
oh,
yeah, so he wasn't always a monster, this guy, Nightingale. What happens is people drown in the lake, or they drown around the lake, or just generally die in the vicinity of the lake. Any unpleasant thing that happens around the lake, honestly. It's not very specific. That happens. I guess we're going with Casey here. Yeah, so something happens to a person in the vicinity of the lake, and then they get sent to the dark place, which is like a realm. Then anyone who... I've already read... Wait, have I? Okay, whatever. Yeah, so they get sent to a realm, and then in that realm they can, whatchamacallit,
Nightingale came
get,
up
like,
from
taken
the
over by an
village.
evil monster,
From
like
a
an
lake.
evil presence.
Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated
Maybe nude.
to me. What was this guy doing skinny dipping at this time of year?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
Mm-hmm. Lots of questions.
Lots of answers for us to find.
I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like I said.
Alright. Are we done? Can we go?
Found all I can here. Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body. Let's tell the deputies to get the body to the town morgue.
Okay.
Deputy, I want the body taken back to town for a
Big
proper
baller, big
examination ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back to the parking lot, just up the hill.
Okay. Yeah, so people get turned into monsters by this evil ghost,
Thanks.
essentially.
Let's get the car. Drive to Bright Falls.
Right,
and
Peter,
talk
you
to
hear
these
me? You
witnesses.
understand the words I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
know, I hear.
Okay, good. I know you're still watching, so... Or
Yeah,
doing
no,
whatever you're doing.
I love this
Let's try
anime.
that shortcut the deputy mentioned.
Yeah, so they get turned into monsters by
Seems
the
like a
evil
nice
whatever,
town so far.
and sent
Burgess
to
aside.
essentially
Pretty
cause
woods.
problems here.
Cute lodge we got set up
So, they drown in the
We
lake,
should go for a hike if we get a chance.
get sent to a realm. In the realm, they get turned into monsters, and then
Deputies
they
aren't
come back
exactly
out
up
of
to
the lake
task,
and
but
cause
hopefully
problems.
the sheriff will be more helpful.
Not a surprise
body-
about the deputies. Doubt they
that's
see
not-
much stuff.
Yes,
They're dead.
Can't fit the clues all together yet.
they're sort of
Heart
dead. They still
removed,
have like some memories
tripod.
and stuff.
Tracks leading to a dead end.
It's mostly bad memories.
To record a snuff film?
Maybe.
But yeah, they get turned into
And
an
why
evil
take out
monster
his heart
that
just
kills
to throw
things.
it away?
The stuff
You'll see. The game escalates very quickly from here. Like, there's this nice introduction, you're not doing anything crazy, and then everything sort of just goes wrong all at once.
And it becomes a FPS game.
Sort of. Well, not FPS, but yeah.
Here we are. Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the diner.
So,
Wait, Alan. Like Alan Wake.
Alan, too.
I can't get that manuscript page out of my head. I've never seen killers reach out so directly before.
Holy shit, I've
Damn impressive work so far.
As I said, I was,
With your
what I was
technique,
saying was that I'm
these
putting an
punches
emo now, and I
moving
think
fast.
you guys are actually kind of funny.
I wasn't sure about taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery.
So, Peter, you understand what's going on so far, right? At this point in the story, you know where we are?
Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
I'm all set.
Peter?
I'll park there anyway.
Yeah.
I want
Okay.
to walk to the diner. Get a feel
Oh,
for
it's
the town.
2.
I'll be honest with you, really with the live stream audio and your Discord audio, and I'm getting confused.
There are subtitles if you want to turn off the video game audio.
The diner's
Or,
just up the waterfront.
wait.
Shouldn't keep the sheriff
Problem
and our
solved.
witnesses waiting.
I smell coffee.
Hello. Just how much coffee have you had today, Charlie?
Oh dear. You.
Let me guess. The FBI. Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you here. I got you both some coffee. Oh, it's Washington's finest.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time. We've looked through the case files you sent over, Sheriff. Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
Sure. But it's slowed down ever since Cauldron Lake was fenced off.
Let me guess. Missing person cases spiked around 2010. The fence was built just after.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You can go ahead, Anderson. We'll be here.
Can't believe that happened.
Excuse me. I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us. I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
Hello, officer.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay? So what did you see in the woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
me.
What were you doing at Cauldron Lake last night?
I'm a writer. True crime. We're here from New York.
The cult of the tree. What aren't the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace.
The Bookers were at Cauldron Lake. Why? So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow. How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing to me.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful. Do me a favor. Stick around town for now in case we have any more questions.
Like we'd even dream of missing dear
Oh,
friends.
God.
Saga! Saga Anderson. As I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose. You know me.
I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl?
She drowned. Your daughter. That's so weird you don't remember.
How do you know I have a daughter?
Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories. Happens on TV all the time.
No. You're mistaking me for someone else.
If you say so.
All set? My guys have Nightingale at the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Let's go. Well, Casey, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult. The cult of the tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
We're not gonna find out you're the Grand Wizard or something, are we?
I played some D&D back in the day. Wizard was always my favorite class.
Morning, Sheriff! Looks like you have some guests.
Morning, Ted. Yeah, real important guests. Deerfest. Always draws a crowd, right?
Too true. More the merrier. Have a good one, Sheriff.
Hey, what do you know about that waitress from the diner?
Rose? Yeah, she's a bit of a space case. Always has been. Why? What'd she do now?
She kept saying that my daughter drowned. She even knew my name. It was all very weird.
Rose has a talent for saying the weirdest thing possible. But it's best not to take it personally.
Hey, boss. Corpse is downstairs ready to go.
Yep, in the morgue, all prepped.
I'd like to take a closer look as soon as possible. Lead the way, Sheriff.
Oh, this is the Bright Falls Sheriff Station. Anything you need, just let us know.
We appreciate the support, Sheriff.
So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess you guys don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week, but you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
Something about morgues. They always cheer me up.
I can't say I feel the same.
He's joking. Okay. Let's take a look at our patient. I'll start with the external inspection before performing the internal examination. What was the cause of death? What other clues can the body give me? Aha. They did leave something inside his chest.
Defensive wounds. He put up a fight.
This looks like text. A tattoo?
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy.
The body shows signs of being submerged in water, post-mortem. It doesn't add up. I need to look at the case board. There's writing on here. Time to see what Nightingale's body can tell us. Text is smudged. Looks inverted. Heart can't have been marked before removal. There's definitely something in his chest. Did the killers leave it there? We're dealing with an organized group of killers, not a lone serial killer. The cult of the tree is behind these murders. This case just became much more complicated. I'll need to start a new file. But it's my first cult case. Exciting. I need to know more about the cult of the tree if I'm going to shut them down. Same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here. No, wait.
Sheriff?
What the hell?
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
I'll make you pay.
He's coming. No weapon. The page said to get into the light. He can't see me in the light. My gun's out in the hall. Gotta get it back. Go! Vanished. He didn't have a heart, but he still got up. The page predicted all of it. It helped me fight him.
Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. Saga had to pursue Nightingale. Into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult. A ritual. Saga would learn how. Stop the monster.
There's no rational explanation to what we just saw.
I'd love to blame this on mass hallucination caused by inhaling volcanic gas, but we both know that's bullshit. This was supernatural.
Well, I'm glad you were the one to say it. Now we can figure out a way forward. Right before things got crazy, Sheriff Breaker just vanished.
Maybe the sheriff knew more than he was letting on.
He seemed anxious, like he dreaded what was coming. One more mystery. The victim of a ritualistic murder turns into a monster. Is there a connection?
Looks to me like the cult of the tree is performing rituals to create monsters.
Maybe. We need to start with learning this cult's goal. Their purpose. Think, Saga. A dead man turned into a monster. Light as a way to fight him. Pages predicting the future. There's no rational explanation. This is the case we must solve. The page places Nightingale back at Cauldron Lake. Calls him a Taken. We need to head over there, stop him, before anyone else gets hurt.
Okay.
We heard gunshots. Y'all okay?
Did you get spooked by the bodies?
Sheriff Breaker disappeared. Nightingale turned into some sort of a monster, and there are offices down. You two handle things here. We need to get back to Cauldron Lake immediately.
Fuck me. That's terrible. We'll do what we can, man.
But that's crazy, right, Thornton? Nightingale's heart was missing. How could he do anything? He's dead.
Yeah, right. Well, that's crazy talk. Monsters aren't real, and what do you mean? The sheriff disappeared? Like poof?
They're a fine pair.
Oh dear, I am a tourist, and it appears that I'm lost in the woods. You've only had a tour guide, also. It's bear season. Oh no, a bear. Help. Did somebody call for a tour guide? Oh wow, Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours. Unforgettable tour experiences at affordable prices. That's right, I'm Ilmo Koskela, voted best coffee roaster / tour guide by Coffee World magazine, and I'm here to give you the tour of a lifetime. But Ilmo, I've heard the government has seized and restricted access to many local nature attractions. That is true, Janko. Many local attractions have recently become fenced off by the government, and that's why at Koskela Brothers Adventure Tours we say, fuck the government. We have bolt cutters. Oh wow, you think of everything, and we'll take you anywhere. Hiking through the scenic Elderwood National Park. Fishing in the crystal clear waters of Bright Falls Dam. Bird watching at majestic Mirror Peak. The tour of a lifetime is just one phone call away. Book now to get a 9% discount on this limited edition Oh Dear Diner coffee thermal.
My client has been held here long enough. Are you gonna let me speak to them or not?
Just a moment, ma'am. Someone will be right with you.
How many times do we have to do this, Walter?
I want out! Something
I'm at
bad's
my wit's
going
end
down.
with you.
I can feel it. Let me out!
Nightingale and his cult are dangerous. We need to be prepared in case things escalate more. Can you call it in, KC?
A smart choice, Anderson. Think we'll actually find Night?
Can't assume the person writing these pages isn't playing us.
I agree. But it's our best lead. This is the same symbol as that cult necklace. Mercado won't roll over on the issues. I'm gonna take a quick look around. Meet you back at the car.
See you in a bit.
Did you check out the town, Anderson?
Just getting my bearings. Ready to go?
Waiting. I need to come clean, Anderson. I know why Nightingale was here 13 years ago. He was chasing a writer, Alan Wake.
Tammy mentioned. The page says... Need to figure out exactly what that means.
I'm happy I'm not in charge of this mess.
Thanks. Let's start looking for Nightingale where he was killed. The writer of these pages knows what will happen. Because they're behind this, or because they can see what's coming. Impossible things are happening here. A world operating on different rules. I need to understand this strange logic. To see the clues. To solve the case.
Hey, hello there. How are you folks doing?
Those restricted area signs.
Hello.
Don't do it, Dan.
Saga Anderson. Are you two supposed to be here?
I'm Ilmo Koskela. Fantastic to meet you. And yes, Stephen here hired me to show him through the woods. He's in town on important government business. Fixing this impressive piece of hardware.
I work for the FBC, ma'am. I'm authorized to be here.
And I bet you two are here about that murder. Nasty stuff. How's it going?
How did you hear about the murder, Ilmo? Do you know anything that could help us?
People tend to tell me things. The Koskela brothers are kind of a household name around here. Speaking of, if you're looking for some fun, stop by Watery. Just down the road from Bright Falls, there's our Coffee World amusement park. There's sauna ja vihta. And we offer a variety of guided tours, hunting, fishing, hiking, whatever strikes your fancy. You name it, we probably got it.
What is this thing?
It's just a monitoring station, ma'am. The Federal Bureau of Control checks volcanic activity and air toxicity levels. No need to worry, though. It's mostly for research purposes.
That's one gorgeous weather saga. Looks Nordic. I bet a family member made it.
My mother made this sweater for me. How do you know?
I knew it. My mom used to knit those sweaters for me and my brother. Watery, my hometown, was founded by Finnish immigrants. So between your name and the sweater, I figured your family might be from Finland too. Suomi, Finland. Pulla, Karjalan piirakka.
Close. My mom's family is from Sweden originally. I don't know much about them beyond that. The sweater is just something to remember her by. Stephen, we're investigating a murder that occurred nearby. What can you tell me about your bureau?
Nothing that isn't classified, I'm afraid. But I don't know anything about a murder. Operations here are run by a different department. I'm just here to make some repairs. The wiring on this thing frays every couple months.
Yep, that's the raccoons. They grow real big here with teeth like you wouldn't believe. Can't gnaw right through a garbage can.
Okay, we're done for now. Is that a kid's lunchbox? An Alex Casey movie lunchbox. Casey hates the endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective. He hates those cheesy crime books. But he really hates the movies. Let's get to the murder site, Casey. A lot of things about this case keep bothering me. But one thing feels really off. Breaker's disappearance. I don't get the feeling Nightingale was responsible.
He was about to give you more of those pages. Something didn't want us to have them? Or was protecting him from Nightingale? Spontaneous combustion? I don't know. Not the kind of disappearance we normally solve. Our crime scene's drowning. I never minded rain. Feels like home.
No sign of Nightingale. But the page did place him at Cauldron Lake, in an overlap. So how do we follow him there?
Maybe something around here will tell us.
We've seen this symbol before.
Good eye.
After we find Nightingale, what then? I've never arrested a monster.
I've watched you arrest plenty of monsters, Anderson.
You know what I mean. Monsters. Light worked against him at the morgue. That might be the only way to stop him from hurting anyone else. Monsters? Overlaps? Rituals? What do you make of all of this?
The killers are usually the ones performing the ritual, not the detective. Acting out their sick fantasy. They may be trying to get you involved, forcing you into their twisted world.
But with dead men coming alive, the word ritual starts to have more weight behind it. We need to look around. Learn what this ritual is. Bare feet. Nightingale. I'll see where these footprints lead. Can you comb through the crime scene one more time, KC? Just in case?
On it. If anything comes up, I'll radio you.
The tracks lead into the water. Where'd he go from here? I can feel something. A presence. Nightingale isn't far. I know Nightingale is somewhere around Cauldron Lake.
The tree was a threshold. This place and the dark place. You're in over your head. Next stop, Caldera Street Station.
The threshold. Like a doorway. Leading to Nightingale. It's somehow connected to a tree. Witch's ladle? A lunchbox again. Who's leaving these out here? What is that? Seems like these aren't the same tracks that were here before. They're headed into the tree, not out of it. My flashlight burned the dark stuff away. It was covering another page.
The fuse was in place. Saga stepped into the witch's hut. Inside, a bright light. There were objects that stood out to Saga, as if the light had manifested them.
The witch's hut. Okay. I trust the pages to lead me to the overlap. This is the witch's hut.
Anderson, thought I saw something in the woods. Probably just a deer, but I'm gonna check it out.
Okay. I found another page. This fuse is busted. This one looks good. People should really stop littering, though. Described the hut being lit and mentioned a fuse. Another page. Making progress.